And thank you for leading the effort to hold this hearing, along with my good friend Jim Inhofe, who has been on this issue for a considerable amount of time. 79% of Kansas is currently experiencing drought conditions, not flood conditions, but drought conditions. Early this year, I don't know what we did to Mother Nature, but she has not acted in a very welcome way. Starting in May and lasting through September, however, Kansans living along the Missouri River were engaged in protecting their property due to records amount of water. That 5-month stretch, 4 Kansas counties, Donovan, Atchison, Leavenworth, and Wyandotte, were about 1 serious rainfall away from catastrophe. As was explained to me, Gavin's Point acts as the spigot, and this summer the spigot was wide open. The Corps had little or no management control once the water was released from Gavin's Point. Thankfully, no major rate events occurred. Otherwise, I would be sitting in front of you discussing the loss of life and significant property damage. I say that very humbly because many Kansans did experience major property damage, experiencing everything from a local agricultural seed business to homes and businesses to agriculture fields were damaged and destroyed, not to mention the cost endured by local and state government to sandbag and post National Guard troops on the levees to watch for sand boils and water overtoppings. Back in July, I joined my friend and former colleague, Governor Sam Brownback, on a tour of the flooding going from Kansas City to Elwood to Atchison. We visited the first responders and the government officials, offered assistance. Time and time again, we heard of how the river has been mismanaged. Now, in my view, the 432-page Missouri River Master Manual needs to have additional emphasis placed on the top priority, and that priority is flood control. I have heard from more than one upset farmer who has had his field flooded multiple times in the past decade that the tail is wagging the dog, and too much emphasis has been put on recreation, fish, and wildlife, specifically through a spring pulse and water quality. Now, these purposes are congressionally approved. They should not hinder the primary purpose of flood control. The dog should not wag its tail, and Congress should ensure the Corps is putting flood control above all else. That is why earlier this summer, Senator Johans and I introduced Senator 1377, a bill requiring the Corps to take into account all the available hydrologic data in conducting Missouri River basing operations. I know that nobody knows where the next rainfall event will occur, how much rain will fall in a given amount of time, nor will anyone be able to accurately forecast this winter snowpack. But we now have a new precipitation record for the upper Missouri. Congress must ensure this latest data is incorporated and used in a timely fashion in any and all Army Corps of Engineer management decisions in order to limit to the greatest extent possible a flood of this year's magnitude from ever occurring again. I thank the Chair.
Thank you, Senator. Senator Johnson, we're very happy you're here. Please proceed.
Thank you, Chairman Boxer, and